This Astros team tonight showed me something. They really did. When they were down and out, when their backs were against the wall, it's an elimination game here at Truist Park right behind me. And then what? You have a guy starting. You have Framber Valdez starting, who in the ALCS against the Red Sox, he dominated on the road. You think, all right, we got our guy. This is going to be great. They're throwing Tucker Davidson. This can be our game. But then the first inning comes around. Adam Duvall hits that grand slam, and this place is rocking like no place I have ever heard. You know what it actually reminded me of? It reminded me of David Ortiz hitting that home run against the Tigers and Torrey Hunter going over the fence. That place was loud. This rivaled that. But the Astros took a big punch to the gut, and they came back. They cut it in half. They get it to 4-2. They get it to 4-4. They take another punch. Then they take the lead. This was a heavyweight fight tonight. It was awesome to see. This was the game we've all been wanting to see. The offense breaks open. One punch leads to another, leads to another. It was awesome. But this Astros team found a way to come back from that early deficit, which isn't easy to do, especially in a situation like this, which is one of the best atmospheres in baseball, with your backs against the wall. With just 20-plus more outs, your season is over, and we're already down 4 runs 5 minutes into the game. They showed me something tonight. They came back from an early deficit and ended up winning this game, and now we head back to Houston. Let's take some fan questions about this. This comes from Jimbo. Did you think the Astros were done after the grand slam? To be honest with you, yes, I did, and it felt like everybody in this place did. But then they did start fighting back, and it didn't take long for this crowd. You could start feeling that nervous energy. Honestly, it got to 4-2 with a couple runners on base, and the crowd was already taken out of it. Not because they were losing at that time, but because the energy, the tension was back. You're up 4-0. You're on top of the world. It's 4-2 with runners on base. Oh boy, could this be it again? No way we go through all this again. No way 28-3 happens again, right? Right? Well, we'll see. But good question. Let's get to another one. This comes from Mark. Was this the Astros' most clutch performance of the postseason? Yes. Yes, it was. When they needed it the most, and obviously their backs were against the wall, they needed to come out strong. And then I can't speak highly enough about what they did once they got punched in the face. In a game like this, often it seems like, especially in front of your home crowd, if you can score first, you can win this ball game. They score first, 4-0, a grand slam. This place was rocking. Man, to be able to come back from that was clutch. That spoke volumes to this Astros team and what they're able to do. A big reason the Astros were able to come back tonight was because of all those runs that were out on base, and they knock them in. It was a big key factor. I sat here last night and talked about how they were awful with runners in scoring position. 0 for 11. Tons of guys left on base. Not tonight. It was the opposite. 5 for 15 with runners in scoring position. That was the story of this night. When they had guys out there, they got them in. Even with 2 outs. That's tough to do. That's why they won this game. They went out. They see a wrong that they had in last night's game. Okay, we did nothing with runners in scoring position. We have to be better. Tonight, they were better. They cashed in seemingly all those runs. It seemed like everybody that got out on base scored. 5 for 15 with runners in scoring position, a batting average of .333. Pretty good math there by me. But that was honestly the key factor. We talked about a key factor earlier, which was this Astros offense waking up. And by them waking up, they were able to drive in a bunch of runs, late in the game with 2 outs, with them in scoring position. That was a huge key factor. 5 for 15. Correa, Maldonado. Those guys just got it done. Hats off to them tonight for making that adjustment, getting it done. I can't talk enough about the deficit. It's not easy to come out of a deficit like that. It's not easy. You have to do things like this. Sometimes in a game, it comes easy to you. You can hit balls out of the yard. You can get a big lead. But when you get down, you're going to have to come up with clutch knocks. You're going to have Carlos Correa come up in a clutch situation and drive in a run. You're going to have to get production from somebody that you don't expect, like Martin Maldonado. Nobody expected it from him tonight, but he ends up cashing them in. 5 for 15 again. Let's get to a fan question. Is this Astros offense back? It certainly feels like it. It certainly feels like they're back. You know, obviously it's easy to say in this moment, but look, now the series shifts home. Now the series shifts to somewhere where they're used to the batter's eye. They've taken BP there a few times. And now they've also woken up. So I talk a lot on this show about, you know, the other side of baseball, the mental side. Baseball is such a mental game. You get a couple hits in a night, that next day you're ready to get to the park. You're ready to hit. We saw a few guys jump out of it tonight, like Alex Bregman, like Correa, that had been struggling. You know what? It sure seems like they're back, and it sure seems like they're ready to take off. But their backs are against the wall still. They're down 3-2, but they are heading home. So thank you for that question.
Thanks for watching. If you love Flippin Bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.